You were live. Fuck. Forever.
Gosh, fuck off.
I think it's better off if you just do it on Google Chrome instead of the Explorer page. Goes quicker.
I mean, it was easy last week when we did it, so.
Yeah, well.
Whatever. It is here.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown is in a bit. We'll watch it. Realized, didn't see the time. So. Anyway. Mean man. Fucking. Sorry. Me and Matt and Killer Kyle. I feel like, what's his name that went off on his career? We're going live!
Fucking Gordon Ramsay.
No, it was, that other dick. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
So, we did this last week. We just did our Facebook live chat for the Wheels of Fury page. So, if someone wanted to talk about that we didn't talk about last week, I don't believe. It was the Stone Cold podcast with the Big Show.
Right.
Fuck it. And one thing he said that was really interesting, he was going on about how wrestlers today have gone soft. So, like, he was saying that everyone's friends, and basically, you're there to make money and not make friends. Or you're there to make money, you're not there to make friends. Something like that.
Yeah. A lot of people seem to have the attitude, you're there to make money, not friends. Well, I mean, as far as wrestlers going soft, allow me to indulge.
Okay.
Back in the day, if you were a new guy coming up in the business and there was, okay, let's say I'm a new guy in the business and you're a veteran talent. What would your first thought be? Let's hypothetically think of this as it was like, let's say the 80s.
Okay. So I would think that I'm not going to let you take my spot.
Exactly.
And you're new.
Right.
And don't think that you could just walk all over me.
Exactly. And like, if I want a spot in the company,
yeah,
I'm going to have to earn it.
Right.
Okay. Now, think about that same aspect in today's world.
Right.
New up-and-coming talent compared to a veteran talent.
Right. Well, I think that the controversies, I'm not quite sure on what Paul White was saying, because they do have that mentality. It's just we don't see it, or maybe he doesn't see it.
The point I was getting at, though.
Okay.
Back in the day, a veteran talent saw a young talent come in, new up-and-coming talent. They think, oh, I'm not going to let him take my spot. If he wants a spot, he's going to have to earn it. And I'm just, you're going to try and take food off my plate and money into my pocket, food off my family's table, this, that, and the other thing. In today's day and age, the veteran talent will more than likely help the younger talent, try and help get the younger talent over, establish the younger talent, give them advice, give them pointers, coach them, train them, give them guidance, whatever.
Yeah.
And like, it's a far different scenario nowadays than 25, 30 years ago.
Yes. Well, it's definitely not, I'm there for me. I'm there to get myself over.
Right.
And I want this more than anybody else. I don't know how to explain it more. It's like, okay, let's help each other instead of let's help ourselves.
Well, yeah, and see, that's one of the big things that has made the wrestling business evolve so much is back 25, 30 years ago or more,
Yeah.
the talent was all about themselves. They didn't care about the younger talent. They maybe would help the younger talent, or they would just say, fuck them, I don't care.
Yeah.
You didn't see, it was essentially a dog eat dog world.
Yes.
And, the veteran talent kept to the heels kept to themselves, the baby faces kept to themselves,
Yeah.
they stayed separate, but then they interacted with each other outside of the ring, outside, in the real world, if you will. Nowadays, they all help each other. They encourage each other.
Mhm.
They'll train together. They'll ride together. They'll stay in hotels together. They'll eat out together.
Mhm.
They'll sit next to each other on an airplane, etc., etc.
Right. Yes.
And, like, for example, that show on the WWE Network, Ridealong.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that too.
You see, who can I think of offhand? Okay, you see Sheamus and Wade Barrett riding
Yes.
together. Sheamus was pretty much a babyface,
Yep.
and Wade Barrett was more or less the heel.
Yeah.
And they're riding in a vehicle together.
Yeah.
25, 30 years ago, you wouldn't fucking see that.
No.
Not a goddamn chance.
And I think that's the problem with the WWE Network. I mean, it's great to have people be civil towards one another, but what you're doing is you're fucking breaking kayfabe. You're now exposing the wrestling business. See, back in the day, you didn't, like, I was smart enough to know better. Like, even at 8 years old, 8, 9 years old, I knew that there's no fucking way that Papa Shango was going to put a hex on me in real life, or
right.
that Bret Hart and, let's say, Nails, off the top of my head, didn't get along in the wrestling business.
Right.
Nowadays, it's kind of like, oh, these people are actually getting along and having fun together, when not even 2 hours ago they were wrestling against each other,
right,
and having fun. Now, another perfect example of that is Table for Three. You've got Ricochet, Adam Cole, and Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, when you see Adam Cole on the screen, he's like,
he's leader of the Undisputed Era. He's this heel. He's a prick. He's an asshole. Nobody likes him. He thinks he's better than everyone else.
And then when he's off screen, he's like the nicest guy you ever see.
And I think that's the case with a lot of the talent that are heels.
Yeah.
They can be the biggest dick in the world on television. In person, the coolest person, the nicest person you'll ever meet.
Well, they say that the nicest people make the better pricks, the better bad guys, if you will. And that's okay. I can see that. I mean, look at Owen Hart. Owen Hart was one of the classiest pranksters in the wrestling business. Everybody loved Owen. And he played one of the best heels in the business. And I didn't even like him, so he did his job properly.
Well, yeah, exactly. You want to know another prime example of what I just thought of? Miz and Mrs.
Yeah.
Miz has done such a good job in his career with being a grade A asshole, you could say. A
Right.
heel, nobody likes him, he's booed, he's hated, you know. People just can't stand that guy. They hate his guts with a passion.
hmm
You watch him and Maurice on Miz and Mrs. and like they're getting nude photos together, and he's like this goofy, funny, over the top guy. He's just a basically regular dude
Yeah.
that loves his family, loves his kids, loves his wife, that has friends, and just an all around good guy. But on TV,
Yeah.
he can be the biggest bastard
Yeah.
in
And
the world.
just watch his interview with JJ. What's his name? The kid that went through Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
And you got The Miz, you got Alexa Bliss, you got Charlotte Flair, supposed heels, by the way.
Yeah.
And they're being nice to this kid.
Yeah.
Back when we were children, we didn't see that.
No.
So there's this other thing too with the Be a Star, Don't Be a Bully campaign thing.
Yeah.
That they're trying, well, they're not really doing it anymore, but they tried to shove down everyone's throats. And it's true, don't be a bully. But the fact of the matter is, what kind of message are you sending when you're got two people in the ring beating the shit out of each other, and now you're telling kids not to be a bully? That's kind of sending the wrong message.
In a way.
In a way, yeah.
And I think one of the biggest contributors to this whole breaking kayfabe, if you will,
Yeah.
social media. Yes, it's good for building up storylines, and they'll go on Twitter and have a back and forth Twitter war, and Twitter rants, and dissing each other on Twitter, and all this other stuff. But then you can just as easily go on Twitter or Instagram. Instagram's a big one, and see photos of like Jordan Grace and Tessa Blanchard. Now they're both faces, but I mean like them hanging out together, working out, or Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax
Yep.
riding in the car together, doing like a carpool karaoke, if you will.
Eating at Applebee's with Braun Strowman.
Yeah. And, it's good in the aspect of like carrying on a storyline.
Yeah.
But you also see so much of a wrestler's life outside of the ring. Big part of it is on Instagram.
Yeah. Like, how am I supposed to take you serious as a badass motherfucker when you're like spending time with puppies or children or having a laugh with some of the other wrestlers? I don't know.
Yeah. You even look at, going back to Ridealong, there's 2 episodes that just came to mind. The episode where Miz and Dolph Ziggler are riding in the car together, and you got Miz cracking jokes, and you got to add the knee slapping, come on, and all this other stuff. And then of course the other episode with the Miz and his wife, they're going from the arena, I think it was like the Staples Center, something like that, somewhere in Los Angeles, to their house, and they go and they pick up their dog, and Miz is doing these funny voices, pretend like voiceover for the dog,
Yeah.
and all this other stuff. It's like, man, this guy is a friggin' comedian.
Yeah.
And the guy that's like the biggest comedian outside of the ring and off TV is the world's biggest dick on TV.
Yeah, and I said this in a video of ours before. I hate The Miz with a passion, but I'm kind of digging Mike Mizanin for some reason.
Mm.
And, you know, when you're a kid, and if you see that, and you think the same thing, then that kills a lot of the magic, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, I fucking don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like when you're a kid and somebody says that Santa Claus isn't real, and then you're like, oh, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, exactly, right?
You know? It's kind of that in a way, because you're watching these shows, and then even when WWE went to YouTube,
Yeah.
you had Celeste Bonin going to, like, I guess it was some kind of gas station, and she's looking at everything on the shelf and being friendly and goofy and all this other shit.
Yeah.
And then you get Caitlyn the next time in the ring, and she's kicking ass. And well, she wasn't necessarily a heel, though.
No.
But so I mean, there's that. You got a lot of different shit that you wouldn't necessarily see 20 years ago. But because there was a time where Vince or whoever the fuck wanted everything to be PG or whatever, it was almost like exposing the business, because you got these guys who are supposed to be wrestlers, and now they're like doing like made up talk shows, and they're being silly, and they're just being normal people, I guess.
Right.
I mean, back in the day, you had Mr. Fuji and Don Morocco pretend to be on like a Miami Vice parody show.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, I guess it's the same in a way, but not really. I don't.
Even you look at this whole Southpaw wrestling thing they've got going on YouTube, or even Game Night.
Yes.
They said on the WWE network, and they're laughing, they're cracking jokes, they're making fun of each other, and just having a grand old time doing whatever game. Whether it would be like Heads Up, or the one with the toilet, or friggin' Pie Face, or whatever else you can think of. So, I mean, is Kayfabe dead? In a large part, yes.
Yeah.
But will Kayfabe ever really truly be 100% dead? I don't think so.
No, it's not. It's just like you want proof that wrestling is fake, and now you just expose the business by having these guys hang out with each other, or having them do silly campy shit outside of the ring. And on one aspect, I can understand that, because in the 80s it was kind of like that. I mean, you had the Ultimate Warrior do a video for Phil Collins, and it's like, okay, that's pretty dumb, but at the same time, you know, they were allowed to do that.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of wrestlers doing a Cyndi Lauper video for the Goonies movie.
Right.
You know, it was a weird time that we didn't see for a long time. And then when we did see it, it was like, okay, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah. The only thing I remember when I was a kid was seeing Brett and Owen do a TV show, an appearance on a TV show, and then Brett doing a bunch of acting shit.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, I mean, including Hogan, but,
Yeah.
you know, that's just the way it is. So, I mean, that's just going back to, yeah, it's a competition, but it just seems like everyone's helping out each other when they should be focusing on, we want to become the champion. Myself, I'm going to work at being the champion. I want to be number one. But now it just seems like there is no more number one.
Yeah. Even when you and I were watching one time that NXT Combine.
Yes.
And they were doing the circuit thing. And all the women were doing the rowing machine. And you have, it was like Io Shirai or something like that.
Yeah.
On the machine rowing, had to row to like 1,000 meters or 1,500 meters, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And there's fucking Shayna Baszler standing next to her, encouraging her and, cheering her on and stuff like that. And it's like, their opponents for, I think it was TakeOver 25, and she's, rooting her on, doing the row machine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit weird. But
I think that's just the camaraderie that these guys and girls have. Even you look at a lot of the guys that were doing the competitions, and you got like the Street Profits and members of the Undisputed Era and Rick, whatever the hell his last name is.
Yeah.
And that big dude, big black motherfucker. Can't remember his name.
Yeah.
And Dan Massa and all these other guys. And they have a bond and a camaraderie and a mutual respect, I believe, for each other that really shone through when they were doing this whole combine competition thing. Even you got Xia Li cheering people on, and my God, she's loud.
Yeah. And that's the thing I want to mention before we get out of here. Even NXT, when NXT was campy, it was almost like summer camp. You got 1 week where the divas, or whatever they were called back then, doing painting or drawings. And then you had Cody Rhodes coming in and getting them to kiss him.
Yeah.
And then you get something else that had nothing to do with wrestling at all.
I know.
So, yeah, to me, that's just the way it is. And
that's why early on in NXT's tenure, called NXT a knockoff Tough Enough.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because Tough Enough, yeah, it had a little bit to do with wrestling, but a lot of the shit they did was like fucking obstacle course and eating competitions and other stupid shit like that. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, pretty much.
At least when they reincarnated it was only maybe 1 or 2 seasons they did with it. They had fucking Stone Cold as like the host and like the head guy in charge. That was like more realistic to wrestling training, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
But something else I just thought of. I've watched a lot of episodes, and I've seen a few episodes as well of Celtic Warrior Workouts.
Oh, yeah.
And you got Sheamus with like Natalya, Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Xia Li one time, the Heavy Machinery, countless others, and okay, it's cool to see what these wrestlers do as far as a training regiment.
Mm-hmm.
If they get a chance to go to the gym and work out before a show, but also like they're as real can be on this YouTube channel of Sheamus's.
Oh yeah. Another thing too is the bump.
Yes.
The bump is another show where they're not themselves on the ring. Like you had Lacey Evans now at this point. Lacey's a face.
Yeah.
So she's coming on the show with her daughter.
Yeah.
You had the Street Profits. You had Seth Rollins, a
Yeah.
heel, who's being goofy on the show. Now I didn't see all the episodes, but it's just like I have no idea. Like Bianca Blair.
Yeah.
She's just being her regular self, her normal self, or whatever you want.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like I don't think kids watch the shows anyways,
Not
to my
likely.
knowledge. But it just takes away some of the fucking mystique.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not gonna see like James Earl Jones and Mark Hamill get along.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, James Earl Jones is like in headgear. Actually, that's a different actor, I think. But anyways, it's weird. But that's just something I wanted to talk about because I thought about doing it last week and it didn't seem to work out. But stay tuned Saturday night, midnight. You're going to fucking find what we did last week. We did 2 shows last week. We did the 4-year anniversary of Wheels of Fury, unedited and uncensored. Well, it's always uncensored, but
his never is fucking censored with us.
It's fucking shitball cunt, and demonetize that bitch. So yeah, we did that. It's unedited, and I know why we edit our videos.
And then after that, we did Elimination Chamber predictions. Now, there's a good chance that when we watch SmackDown here in a little bit, there'll probably be more matches
Yeah, I think
talked
so.
about. So, Matt will probably add those in the editing process.
Yeah, we'll see what I can do. I mean, when I do my review for it,
Or
I'll definitely
he'll,
add it.
yeah, do like talk about it in the review, or maybe make up or do a pre-Elimination Chamber video and talk about the matches that were added. If there are any that are added, which I'm sure there probably will be, maybe him and I will get together at my place and we'll do a video. Who the fuck knows?
It'll be, yeah, we know we could end up doing that because I'm free tomorrow. But yeah, it's going to be fucking cool. It's awesome to see you. And I'm not meaning this as an insult at all, but be funny.
Yeah, I know, right?
You've got that comic timing as well.
Yeah, that's the key element to comedy. You got to have the timing down.
Yeah.
As if the timing's wrong, it just doesn't work and doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Comedic timing, that's the crucial element.
Pretty much.
Miz and Morrison, fuck no.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll talk to you next week.
See ya.
Deuces.